with Seth.
You got to feel what's inside. Don't let them take you for a fool now. Don't let them take you for a ride.
Welcome to the world, young soul, where untold adventures unfold. Where the moon shine and the sun glow. Plant seeds and see what grows. Water your garden with wishes and dreams. Free like a fish in the sea. But listen to me, not everyone listens to dreams. Some hearts are skipping a beat.
Boom, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Lion's Den with Seth. How are you doing on this Sunday? Make sure you're sharing this. If you're not, you're acting funny, right? Because we are the hottest show that's on right now in your face, right? In living color. This is going to be an outstanding show, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the Lion's Den, we make sure we connect with you, the community, about growth, development, and action. And that's what it's all about. But of course, wouldn't be able to do this by myself, right? It's too much pressure, too much pressure. Got my mans in the building. Larry, how you feeling, bro?
Hey, what's going on, brother, man? It's another wonderful day out.
Ain't it? Yes, it is. Yeah, it is, man. Hey, y'all enjoying the weekend, though?
Enjoying it, man. We're going to the movies right after this show to go catch the, what is that movie? Something about the, I don't know, something with hearing. The God is blind that's protecting the little girl in the movie. I can't think of the name of it.
Horrible, bro.
Unheard, unbothered, can't hear. I don't know. Something with
find out where you're going. Right on.
I know where I'm going.
Yeah. Well, listen, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we do got like I said, gonna have a great show. Will isn't going to be here today. He got to take care of some things outside the city. However, we do have another fellow lion in the den. Ladies and gentlemen, he's been going for a while, but he's back on today. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Action Jackson up in the building.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, you ain't know that, did you? Hey, unmute yourself, Jack. Let's see. Got you.
How y'all doing?
What's up? How you been, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. It's so great to see you gentlemen again, and thank you for the opportunity. And I can't wait to connect come Feb 22. So looking forward to it.
Already. And of course, you know what I'm saying, we got to get our other brother up in the den. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Herm? What it is?
Man, hey, anytime I see another Titan, hey, man, I'm winning today, man. What up, boy?
Yeah.
What's good, Herm? How you doing?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I just had my bachelor party this weekend up in Nashville, man.
Mm-hmm.
I had a freaking blast, man. Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Brother, I've been following. I don't say much or whatever, but just like I told Brother Seth and Larry and Will and stuff like that, it's official now. So I'll be heading back to Illinois come Feb 22. So,
word?
Yeah. So if you're ever in the area, come on through, man. I can't wait to hit up the VFW and get some one last calls in, one missed call, and keep sign in. So just trying to get it in, man.
Hey, you know what? Hey, it's power numbers, ain't that right? Ain't that right?
Absolutely.
Hey, Big
Herm, you know I'm gonna be coming through there.
Of course. Hey, man, you ready to introduce our guest, fam?
Man, I am excited to introduce this guest, man. So for this show, you know, we went out. We're trying to find people that's making a difference, influencers, and this man fits the bill. He is the highest ranking Muslim DoD Muslim Chaplain in DoD history. But not only that, man, if you look at stuff like TikTok, you can see that he's really making the effort to connect with people on their level. You know, so that's what I appreciate about this guest that's coming on. Very educated, got everything. I got all the check marks. Check. We got chaplain, doctor. How many other different titles he got? Khallid Shabazz in the building. Colonel.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can we call you, sir?
Hey, call this man highly educated. Right?
Educated.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the den, Chaplain. Welcome to the den. How are you this fine?
Hey, brother, I'm fine. I'm fine. As long as I'm among my people, brother, I'm good.
Right on. Well, man, we want to welcome you in, man, and it's a great honor, right? Because of having an individual at such high astute as yourself. So the question is, what led you down the road of being a chaplain, not just a chaplain, but for the Muslim religion?
Yeah, hey, it's a story, and I'm glad you give me an opportunity to tell it. My story began in a bedroom. I was 10 years old, being molested by a family friend. it sent me into a tailspin because there were no adults to protect me, and they kind of pushed it aside. So I was in special education in the 8th grade, failed the 9th grade, failed the 12th grade, and then because I got a big body, I'm about 6'5", 275, I was allowed to go to school and play a little ball. However, when I was there playing ball, I was still dealing with the trauma. I was still dealing with the molestation. I didn't know sometimes whether I was a man or a woman because I grew up in the house with women. I was molested. So every time somebody looked at me sideways, as we say in the hood, I had to put them paws on them, right? Because I was so messed up in the head. So I was drinking myself to sleep at night. I had so much trauma going on. Well, you know, with anything, all that stuff gonna come to an end one day. So I went to the club, and about 6 guys jumped me, right? And so I was drunk. I was trying to run away, and next thing I heard, shots in the air. And they used to call for basketball. They used to call me Prime Time. They said, "Prime, he got a gun." And so I looked back, and this cat was trying to empty the gun in me. So he had 3 bullets left, and he hit me in my back with the bullets. And then some of the other guys came over the top and was beating me here with a shovel. So I almost lost my life that night. I was medevaced out to the Tyler Medical Center where I stayed a month or so. And when I got out, you would have thought that, okay, I had came to my senses. But I saw the same kid who shot me. And so I had a sawed-off shotgun and I had a .45. And, you know, in our community, unfortunately, what manhood is, they say, hey, you got to go kill that kid. And so I was on my way with my weapons that my so-called friends gave me. And it was one voice. This is why voices are important. It was one voice that said, hey, Prime, if you do that, I'm going to start crying here, man. He said, your mom is going to be disappointed in you, man. And when he said my mom's name, it brought me back to my senses. And so I just went in and beat the kid with a shovel, a crowbar, and I had to go to jail for some time. After I left jail, I went down to Kmart down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. And I kept seeing these Muslim kids. You know, they were, you know, disciplined. They were reading their scripture. They were taking breaks. And I was like, man, these guys are nuts, right? I don't want no part of that, right? But so the store that I was working in cut my hours. So one of the Muslim brothers allowed me to stay in his house. He was putting books on my bed, talking to me and all this kind of stuff about the responsibility of being a strong African-American black man. And obviously I ran from that. I came into the military. But while I was in the military, brothers, I got, it sounds like a movie, but it's true. I still was dealing with the molestation, had 2 Article 15s, chapter paperwork in hand. And the movie Malcolm X came out. Saw Malcolm X, and it was at that moment, man, I said, I don't know what the hell he is, but that's what I'm going to be. And that's the day, for me, I became Muslim. I didn't know about all the cultural ramifications. I didn't know anything. I just wanted to be Malcolm X. Hence the name you see when Malcolm came back from Mecca. He named himself Shabazz. Hence the name Shabazz. That's how I became Muslim.
Man.
So that this is a lot to unpack, sir, and I appreciate you sharing that with the audience, because a lot of times people see where you're at and they never know where you began from. So that story in itself is inspirational. Like, hey, this is just the beginning of your story. What are you trying to become? You know, so what my question is to you is, how do you use your message to help your troops or help influence people around you?
Well, I mean, the message is simple. It's a message of overcoming. The message wasn't that I gained something. I wasn't worried about racism. I wasn't worried about discrimination. I saw something that I wanted to do and somebody I wanted to be, and I focused on him to become who I am. And so what I didn't say in that story, because I had 2 Article 15s, I was an hour away from suicide. It was a man, Sergeant Major, who came to me and said, young brother, let's me and you go and talk. I became his driver, and he laid me a foundation on how to be a man because I didn't have a father figure in my house. And so people talk about my education, right? Let me tell you a story about that. The reason I decided to be educated because I saw Malcolm X in jail with an 8th grade education, read the whole dictionary, learn the whole dictionary. So I made a promise to myself, and I was in special ed. I said, I'm going to be in school the rest of my life to be able to turn my life around. And I have been in school for 25 straight years. That's where you see the 2 doctorate degrees, the 4 master's degrees, and a fellowship from University of Texas. So I decided when I talk to soldiers, that's why you see me on TikTok. When I talk to soldiers, I know it's important for them to see me as an example, and I tell them the doggone dirty, low-down truth. But I also tell them, look at me, man. You can overcome that. I got ADHD. I was in special ed. I failed the 9th and 12th grades. Come on, there's no excuses. Let's do it together.
Wow. Yo, hey, Nate, what you got?
Dr. Shabazz, again, I just want to tell you thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time out of your day to be here to share your story. As much as you give back and you pour into the community and you share your story, how often do you find time for yourself to reflect on the obstacles that you were faced with and the challenges that you've had to overcome? Because as Herm mentioned, people see the glory but don't know the story. So do you find time for yourself to self-reflect and, say, hey, I'm grateful for this opportunity?
Yeah, I find time. I'm 52 years old, got 3 kids, 4 grandkids, but I'm in the gym twice a day for myself. This is where I can help my mental, and it helps me realize how grateful I should be because I should be dead somewhere on the Texas street. The second thing that I do is when I found the brother or the brother found me, I tell that story while I'm working out on TikTok, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. The story that I just told you is one of the posts I put on LinkedIn. It got like 150,000 hits, right? And so mothers and children and, calling me, and I'm talking to them just like I'm talking to you guys, and it's saving people's lives. And so, Brother Jackson, for me, when I have an opportunity to save somebody's life, man, that motivates me more. I have a slogan: inspire until I expire. And so my job is to ensure that I take care of human beings. I have put 82 people through officer school, and I have made 12 PhDs to this point.
Inspire till I expire. Inspire till I expire. That's gonna be. I'm gonna remember that.
Thank
you for sharing. It's yours.
I just wrote that down. Hey,
and I saw Seth write that down with the quickness too,
bro. I'll be on that. And listen, everybody, we're going to make sure we give y'all his information because this man is on TikTok. Hey, some of y'all don't even. Hey, some of y'all call it Tick. Don't even know what it is. Hey, what you got, Larry?
Hey, Dr. Shabazz, I want to go back to what you talked on because I wasn't expecting you to unload like you did. First off, foremost, you kind of just unloaded on us. But going back to growing up and the whole molestation thing, right? As for men, we don't know how to deal with that when we go through it. And I'm more curious about how you were able to come out of it. Like, did you go through therapy? Was it just something you own and you like, you know what, this is not going to hold me down for the rest of my life? How are you able to just come out like you did and just throw that all out there like it's, like you did?
Yeah, honestly, for 31 years, I just imploded on myself. Like I said, I was drinking myself to sleep. Everybody I could find, I was fighting. I was womanizing. I was doing everything that a person that goes through that type of trauma does, right? But, one of the important things about mentorship, and sometimes it's not just about a brother or sister talking to you, it's just them being there for you. That Sergeant Major, he treated me like a human being, right? I was a PFC. He didn't say, call me private in front of my wife. All these guys who were NCOs, they see me around my wife. She a pretty little thing. And they try to show off, get over here, private, get over here, dirtbag. And so for me, where I come from, and most of us come from, tough situations. That's how I got the 2 Article 15s. You don't embarrass me in front of my wife because you're an NCO. And so, like I said, I put them paws on them, right? So it got bad, and I was being chaptered out in the Army. So anyway, to answer your question, when I got to be 31 years old, I decided to write this book. It's called Losing Our Manhood, Developing Self-Esteem in African-American Boys. And the reason I wrote the book was because I didn't have any self-esteem. I didn't have any self-worth. I was just walking around. The only thing that I had confidence was playing sports, right? And I said to myself, I need to research this thing called self-esteem. And once I started researching it, brother, I realized the only way that you get self-esteem is to take yourself out from your so-called friends. I went into a coma, took myself away from my friends. My frat brothers were calling me all, you know how they do, they calling me all kind of names. My basketball, was playing basketball on the post team, all Army. I left there and I said, I need to be a man. And so I went into exile for 5 years, reading any books that I could find, any videos that I could find. And to answer your question, that's what gave me the courage. I say, I got it. I need to start talking about this because I know other guys are being molested, but they don't want to say anything. And I'm going to say it for them. And I tell you, I said it at my colonel promotion, and I've never seen a bunch of grown men and they're crying. A master sergeant came to me after the promotion ceremony and cried in my arms and said, I have been molested for 10 years as a young boy. I can't believe you said that in public. I said that on TV.
You know what? So, all right, one minute, brother, and I'm gonna give it to you, Herm. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all can dig what we're doing right now in this awesome show, please take 1 second and just share this, all right? Because you never know who this can help. I'm telling you, because we all go through things, like I said, many a times we're in different floors, right? Different floors, but same building. And you never know what we can do to help the next person. This is real. This is so real. And I know we talk and, chit chat and have, go back and forth and everything, but this is real life. So if you have an opportunity to share this message and can possibly save somebody, please do. Please do. Big Herm, what you got?
Man, I got to admit, like what Larry said, you know what I'm saying? That your opening and everything that you've talked about, man, it's like almost leave you speechless because I'm listening, hear you talking about that master sergeant that cried in your arms, man. I mean, stuff like that is powerful, and people do really need to talk about this kind of stuff more so they can find out ways to overcome. So my question is, going into being the highest ranking Muslim chaplain in DoD history, can you tell us a little bit about that journey and how you got there in the beginning stages? We talked about your early military stage, your transition. What was the call to become a chaplain when you became commissioned? How did that happen?
That's a great story as well. I'm in the field. I just became Muslim. This is a personal thing for me. I call home. The family. Like, you can call yourself what you want to, Michael. I don't care if you change your name to Shabazz. Your name is Mike. Your
mama called you Clay.
You gave me that Muhammad Ali treatment.
Right?
Your mama called you Clay.
So I'm in the field because I asked my unit to go to Friday service to the mosque. The commander is like, I can't believe you joining on to the enemy. My partners are treating me bad, calling me. Who was the guy that detained Saddam Hussein? So I'm in the field. I was field artillery. I'm in the field, sitting on my track, my 109 howitzer, and I see the chaplain off in the distance, right? So I'm saying to myself, I say, if you're real, please don't bring that dude over to me. I got enough problems, right? So as God would have it, man, the chaplain comes over and talks to me, and he talks to me for an hour. And he says, man, you're a very intelligent guy. We just got our first Muslim chaplain on active duty. Why don't you become a chaplain? Brother, I ain't never talked to God. God ain't never talked to me. But when he said that, that was the clearest thing that I ever heard in my life. And I said to myself, man, I could help people sit down and talk to them like the chaplain talking to me. So that's why I became a chaplain. And for me, You know, the chaplain is a great person. I can sit down and talk to you 3-4 hours, whether I'm in the gym, whether I'm in the bar, whether I'm in the office. I can pour into your life all day, and I'm doing my job. The problem with me is I'm not a traditional religious person. So I'm not walking around saying, hey, stop cursing, stop smoking, stop drinking. I have met people in the bar while they drinking and smoking to help them with their problems. So I didn't think I could be a good chaplain because I'm not so-called super religious. I mean, what chaplains you know in the gym throwing up 365 at 3 a.m? It ain't happening, right? So but I have used the chaplaincy, honestly, to help people. Like I told you, sending all those people to officer school and putting people in my PhD classes. How did I become the highest ranking Muslim chaplain? I think all of those things that I just said, just being an authentic person, has helped me. Even when, if you go to the Google, they send me to Gitmo. So the history says, okay, I did a great job while I was there. But if you dig deeper, the Muslim chaplain that I replaced there had been in jail for 75 days, right? So I'm going there like scared as hell. Like, am I the next guy to go to jail? So I go there playing ball and connecting with soldiers, do well, I get out of there. Then I go to Iraq. So I'm the only Muslim chaplain in Iraq. Thank God I did well over there. So after I made major, then, you know, my career started excelling. But what people don't understand inside of that, and I think this is what we're going to get into a little later about being Muslim. You know, people were asking me, you know, in my units, I wrote about it today on Facebook. You know, they were in my units after they killed somebody. They'd be like, hey, we sent one of your boys back to Allah to give them 72 virgins. Or, you know, chap, you walking in the talk, you got a bomb. So all of this stuff mentally, if I'm not strong, if I'm not constantly, you know, in school, you know, which I was, even in Baghdad, you know, I would go crazy because I'm the only Muslim chaplain in the theater. So that's just a story about that. But I use the chaplaincy to help people.
Okay. So, so I know we kind of talked a little bit about this, and feel free if you don't feel, you know, comfortable talking about this, but do you, and this is from Miss Lily Wilson. She asked, please ask if 9/11 impacted his ability as a chaplain to assist soldiers. Many people became hostile towards them.
Oh yeah, they became super hostile. The division chaplain came down and he said he ordered me to come back with him. I was in Bamberg, Germany. He ordered me to come back with him to stay in his house with him because he thought people were going to attack me. Excuse my language. I say, sir, I ain't going a damn place. These are my people. This is my unit, and this is where I'm staying. And then the second thing I was saying, I'm 6'5", 275. They better come with some weapons because I'm gonna put some heat on, right? But yeah, it became hostile. In some ways, it's still hostile, right? It's not like I get an open pass to be the face of the chaplaincy or the face of the army, which obviously I got a great story. I probably should be on the cover of the Army Times or something, but it's still hostile. People are afraid because they don't really know what Muslims believe. They just see CNN. So it's tough. It's tough. And so interviews like this help.
Right on. Go ahead, Big Nate.
So let's add on to that, Dr. Shabazz. How do you get people to understand your story and where it is that you're coming from? Because, you know, perception is you know, to some is their reality, and they can't seem to differentiate, you know, their actions from, you know, their beliefs or whatever the case may be. So how do you, as a leader, influential leader, educate and get people to understand that, hey, we're all in this together?
Well, part of it is what we call lowering your wing of humility. So going in, I already know that people are going to have biases against me, right? And the way I deal with that is because I'm true to myself. I got my own biases. So I always cut people a break. Right? People say all kind of slick stuff to me, but I always cut people a break. And I think secondly, people talking about examples. And it being an example is extremely important. I understand I'm in a fishbowl. I understand people looking at me, but when you're authentic and you don't have anything to hide, you don't worry. I don't worry about that. I'm not looking over my shoulder saying, "Oh man, I'm doing something wrong. They're gonna get me." Let me tell you a story. So I'm TDY obviously all the time. So when the Fort Hood deal hit, right? That Nadal Hassan. So anywhere I leave, I have to make what's called a lay leader, a chaplain, a kind of chaplain assistant to replace me when I leave, so the Islamic service could start. So of course I'm emailing this guy back and forth. I met with him once and told him what he needed to do for the service, right? So as you can imagine, all of my stuff is bugged, right? So I'm flying to Fort Bliss because I'm about to take over at the ethics chaplain for the Sergeant Major Academy. And nobody knows where I'm staying. I don't even tell my wife where I'm staying. I get a knock at the door, right? And I'm like, man, who is this? So I'm thinking it's room service or somebody. I said, I'm good. I don't need anything. It just kept knocking at the door. So I opened the door, and, they were like, I'm one of the 3-letter agencies. I don't want to say it on here. We need you to come with us. I said, for what? I'm about to go to the movies, right? And they said, no, you're coming with us. So I was detained for 6 hours and questioned about that whole thing. And as you can see, my personality, I thought it was funny. I mean, because at that time, I'm 17 years in. I ain't do nothing wrong. And so the guy got really tried to get aggressive with me. This is funny. I'm sure he didn't think it was funny. He got up in my face, and, man, I stood up. That joker saw how big I was. He, no, sir. No. That ain't where we're trying to take this. Right? But, to answer your question, man, I'm just authentic in all situations. And when you discover who you are, you might want to write this one down. When you're comfortable with yourself, you make people very uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very comfortable with myself. And that came from those years of trauma and telling my story. So I tell this story all over the Army and all TV shows and commercials. I'm very comfortable with myself, right? And so when I'm talking to people, I'm just who I am, whether I'm around a 4-star general, whether I'm, with a private. I'm just the same guy. And that makes people very uncomfortable.
Yes. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't get that, right, for those in the back, when you are comfortable with yourself, you will make other people uncomfortable. And chances are you're dealing with individuals that are uncomfortable because you're comfortable with yourself. Right. And do not ever dim your light just so other people can see clearly. That's their problem. Right on. So look, y'all, we're going to take a little pause for the calls, right? We got to help pay some of these bills. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you share this. Share this. This is some great information, and we will be right back. One thing we can cherish during these times is family dinners. Think about it. The nice, succulent Southern fried chicken, baked beans cooked to perfection, creamy macaroni and cheese, cornbread. You get the point. Come check out Kevlar's Grill, where all the meals are cooked with perfection, professionalism, and love. Located outside the Scott Air Force Base back gate inside the VFW is where you can find them. Also, they have military discount for all of our serving members. Give them a call. Their number is 618-416-5700, and that's inside Scott VFW Post 4183. And they also have Grubhub. Call them now and tell them that the Lion's Den sent you. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Seth with the Lion's Den. Are you or someone you know looking for a tool to help them be more accountable? Check out the Black Collar Mindset, the Art of Strategic Thinking. It's a manual to help maneuver through life strategically by holding yourself accountable every step of the way. Go to theblackcollarmindset.com to grab your copy today. Again, the website is theblackcollarmindset.com. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Let's get it together. Fellas, how y'all feeling, man? What y'all think about this show so far?
Man, boy, I'll tell y'all something, man.
And
it's a great surprise, man. It's a great, because again, when you look at somebody you never know their story. You know what I mean? Because what I see on TikTok when I follow him, I see somebody full of joy. I never would have thought in a million years that he went through all that to get to where he's at today. You know what I mean? So for me, it's very motivational. You know what I mean? Inspirational and all kind of other O's. You know what I mean? I'm glad we're doing this.
Right on. Larry, what you think, bro?
Yeah, I'm right there with him, man. I wasn't expecting it, but it actually is a good surprise because now, my reaction, you get a more raw reaction and, already being prepared and prepped for it. So I loved it. He kind of caught me off guard, but, it's these stories like this that you really learn from. And it's unexpectedly, I don't want to say, you have to go through stuff to actually learn, but, it's just hearing him. He definitely opened my eyes.
Absolutely. What's your take, Nate?
Man, I tell you, whatever y'all did to get this gentleman on is absolutely phenomenal. But I would tell you this, sometimes we just have to eliminate those biases, man, and take the time to orient and dissect, right, to get to know one another. And as we peel back the onion, and, we can talk about military all day, many people, we're bringing in individuals with absolute trauma and struggles and individuals that have identity issues and trying to find him or herself and how we move forward in the process. So this is phenomenal. And if we can get leaders out there to continue to share their story and just continue to be genuine and authentic, that's how we make the change, man.
Absolutely.
That's how we can sit up there and focus, on the people. And by us focusing on the people first, the mission will take care of itself. But
Absolutely.
I'm proud of you, gentlemen. And it's great seeing you all, man. I can't wait to get back. And yeah, this is dope.
We go get it in. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all just tuning in, we have the honorable, I don't even know how many titles this brother got. Doctor, Master Degree, Shabazz, Chaplain,
all around great guy.
All of that, right? Hey, y'all give it up for this brother. And then y'all look, check this out. He got the nerve to be a Q at the same time. Then he got the nerve to talk about all the plates he lifting up on TikTok. So yeah, but
he got the receipts.
He got the receipts. I know we seen that. But you know what? With that being said, too, because we're gonna get back to that real quick though. This is the reason why we have the Lion's Heart Challenge. Okay, it's more than just going to the weights, hitting it in, getting it in the gym. It's surrounding yourself with individuals that can help lift you up, right? That can continue to help ignite that light within you so you can use it. You understand what I'm saying? But in order to do that, you need another light that's a little bit brighter that can spark you. You get what I mean? To spark yours so we can continue to spark the world. Hey, Big Herm, what you got, bro?
All right. Hey, sir. So my question coming to you is I want to know about your biggest challenges as being a chaplain, a Muslim chaplain inside the DoD structure. Your biggest challenge and what you think other Muslim chaplains are facing currently.
Okay, yeah. So you got 5 Muslim chaplains on active duty.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. You have 5 Muslim chaplains in DoD. I think Air Force got 2, so you might have 7. So my biggest challenge is getting people get over the stereotypes, right? And so you can do that in a variety of ways. And so for me, the internet, social media is strategic for me, right? Because this is the way I can help people stop seeing me as the boogeyman. That's the Muslim chaplain. You know how they believe. You know what they believe. So I alleviate all of that. So when I walk into a unit, it's about 4-month burning period. My first unit I went into, I was so happy. I'm a young captain, just switched over from enlisted ranks. I walk in to shake my commander's hand. He wouldn't shake my hand. He said, "I'm sure you're a good guy, but we got some problems with your religion and how you guys treat women. Have a nice day."
Wow.
Right? Didn't talk to me for 9 months. Right?
Whoa.
But listen here, brothers. Again, it goes back to comfortability. I went out, I took care of the soldiers. I went out and just made things happen. To his credit, 9 months later, right? And one of the great things about being an athlete, I ended up coaching his son in basketball. So his son was coming back, giving him all these reports, man. Coach Shabazz. And so 9 months later, this guy comes out, devout Catholic. He comes out in front of the formation and said, "I have wronged one of my officers." and gave me a coin. The guy was in tears, man, devout Catholic. So every Sunday I go to his house, pray for his family. I think a lot of times we get so caught up in our feelings and don't realize our mission, right? I know what my mission is. It's to uplift human beings. And if I get off mission, right? If I stop at every dog who barking and throw a rock, I ain't gonna get where I'm going, right? And I know, as an example to young, not just African Americans, but to all people, but young African American males in particular, I know I got to be strong. I can't be running to the EO office every 5 seconds because somebody said something dumb to me. And so you think this is just when I was a captain? No, Lieutenant Colonel. I won't name the base. I go in, and this 06, I'm 05 at the time. He shakes everybody's hand in the room but mine, and looks at me and smirks for about 4 months. And so I laugh, I smirk back at him. So as life will have it, one of the captains committed suicide, and I had to do the memorial service. Another great thing about the Army, if you're in a position, you're the chaplain, you got to do the memorial service, right? The Army put you there. After I did the memorial service, it brought the guys into tears. He was a 2-star, came and hugged me and said, "I'm glad you're on our team." My point to that is, I think sometimes this is another saying of Shabazz. If your ship don't come in, swim out to meet it, right? You may not have the right religion. You might not have the right color. You might not have the right gender. Ain't none of that matters to me. I got a mission to do. I'm here to save people, and they can think whatever they want. But after a while, I'm so motivated, they're going to love me because they can't help it, right? Because I'm taking care of people's lives.
Wow.
Jesus. You see? Well, what I mean, you keep catching us off guard with all this. My goodness. So being active duty military, and all these guys can attest to it too, I would never thought leadership was like that. You know, I'm young, naive, but I would have never thought our 1-stars, our 4-bird colonels, etc. was like that. And here you are telling me, yeah, this goes on. Okay, so my question to you is, it's still on the same subject of Muslims, right? The misconceptions that a lot of us, whether it's civilian or military, whatever have you, because you already hit on a couple of them, but I just want you to really, like, the message you want to drive home about the misconception of being Muslim in the DoD.
Yeah, the misconception is that we have some far out, weirded out beliefs. One of the things I've done, I wrote a book on Islam and Christianity, A Roadmap to Peace. And I wish I should have shared this with you guys, but so the Christians and Muslims, we like cousins, right? One of the great things about studying I have a doctorate degree in Christianity. You know, the misconceptions is we don't believe in Jesus. Wrong. They don't think that we believe that Jesus was divine. Wrong. They don't believe that we believe that Jesus was had the Holy Spirit and God spoke to him. Wrong. They don't believe that we believe in the virgin birth. Wrong. All of those things are wrong. They're misconceptions. And when I have an opportunity to go to LPDs and explain it to them, and I'll share it with you guys privately, they're amazed, right? And then second of all, they think women are oppressed, right? That's culture. That has nothing to do with religion, right? Second of all, women in the United States are sometimes oppressed. That's men, because men are misogynists, right, in some cases. And so when they see the woman with the headscarf on, they automatically think, oh, yeah, well, he must have made his wife do that because she don't have no brain, right? So when she is in these places and talking, and my wife, as a matter of fact, don't wear it, but when she's in these places talking, then people can see that she's just a person. Speaking of which, man, I got a call from some on high people the other day, and I can't mention names, but
hold on, sir.
I put on
high. What's on high?
And said, we've been in the Army for 28 years, no mentorship, no lasting relationships from supervisors, and we depended on each other, and we depended on God, and we got ourselves to this position. Man, you can't even imagine the number of calls that I got. What are you saying? I say, sir, ma'am, with all due respect, when we come to a unit, nobody's bringing me and my wife over to their house for dinner. No. When we come to a unit, nobody's taking me aside. Hey, like, I like to personally mentor you. No. So we don't have for the last 20 years meaningful relationships where we can just go hang out with people. It's always excuses, pomp and circumstances, and you can tell. I don't know how you brothers grew up, but in Louisiana, when a man respects you, they bring you to their table and you eat with them and they're around their children. Yeah, me and my wife ain't got that, brothers. And so we depend on each other. And we got ourselves to this point. And I think that you just have to be strong and realize who you are and realize what you're in. Now, I have coined the term inverse paranoid. People talk about paranoia. Well, one of the things I do, I listen and look on YouTube and read books about biographies. And one of the things I learned about Olympic, people who go to the Olympics, they have psychologists, right? And one of the terms that a man was talking about is being an inverse paranoid, tricking yourself to believe that any situation that you go into, you're going to have a good outcome, right? This is how these people go through pain and all this kind of stuff. So I use that being a Muslim chaplain, and I just take care of people, man. And based upon that philosophy, that's why I've done so well. I believe that.
So here, all right, chap, got a question. So first, what is a on high? People on high. I didn't get that one, but no, answer that. What does that mean? Because look, that might be some army type of lingo. Oh, leaders. Okay, so high ranking individuals was calling you acting funny.
Yeah. People who outrank me.
Okay, and the other thing, did you say that was inverse paranoia?
Inverse paranoid. Like people say that, I'm paranoid. I call it they termed in psychology, they term the coin inverse paranoid. It means I'm gonna go in a situation. Most people say, well, they hate me because I'm Muslim, I'm black, I'm this, I'm that. I go in, visualize these people eventually gonna love me because I'm gonna serve them, I'm gonna take care of them, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm a good leader. And that's always worked for me.
Okay, so just putting out that positive energy, and
yeah.
I got you. Right on. I got you. Nate, what you got, man?
Dr. Shabazz, wow, I agree with Larry and everyone else. Like, I'm thrown off guard and just listening to your story. Obviously, you know this, that there are no ceilings, to your success and what it is that you have to achieve and what your hearts and desires are. What's next for you? Like, we all know that one day we're going to have to hang up this uniform, but what's next for you as you seek your venture outside the military?
My goal, brothers, is to be a college president, right? And so I want to go into a HBCU and be a shining example, a realm of possibility for these young folks at those universities. A person not just who got these academic degrees and titles, I'm going to be in the DFAC hanging out with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be where they are. Because once you lower your wing of humility and people see you are like them, then I can help you, right? But if I'm walking around high sedity, with all of my doctorate titles, professor titles, author titles, they say, okay, that's just another bougie person, right? I don't do that. So my goal is to be a college president, and I've it's interesting. This is an amendment to that. So because I'm working towards that, so the school, you can look it up on the internet, Jarvis Christian College, right? I was expelled from there. I left the school in handcuffs about 30 years ago. So about 7, I went to jail twice, brother. I see you laugh. I went to jail twice. We could flesh that out, but I left the school in handcuffs. So about 7 months ago, they invited me back as an honored guest to speak to the students about overcoming adversity. And so one of the things they did, brothers, is it's a Christian school, Church of God in Christ. And so they inducted me into the Hall of Fame as a Muslim, right? Wow. So when you're talking about barriers and limitations, these are only things that we put in our mind. right? And so I don't live by those things. I decided to not live by those.
Dr. Shabazz, let me say this. I wish you nothing but the utmost success. I can tell you right now, you may be in Louisiana, but that color that you got on right now, that's Tennessee State. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and start doing some recruiting efforts right there.
TSU, baby.
Tennessee.
Well,
Hey, I'll send you my resume. Tell them jokers to hire me.
Hey, well, look, chap, we got a question, and we didn't touch on it, but so Miss Ashley asks, what advice would you give for men that's been sexually assaulted, and how to open up, and who should they open up to?
Well, those men should find men that they can trust, right? And that's a very, very difficult task, especially in the African American community. And I'm going to tell you, men joke about stuff like that, and men go inside of themselves and never tell anybody, right? Because if you listen to every person that's around you, all right, people tell jokes, but in jokes is always some truth, right?
Oh,
right.
Always.
So language is important to me, right? And so if you can find a man that is sensitive to that and help you get that out of you, then it'll heal you. And that's why I talk about it so much. And, I am, what's called an ultimate man. I'm a big guy. I'm a tall guy. I'm a strong guy. And so for me to stand in front of an audience, I give people permission to say, it's okay to talk about it. It doesn't make you less of a man to have been molested. That's more on the person than you. So they need to just get to somebody that they can trust, a man that's mature. In our community, I have a lot of sayings, but we got a lot of boys masquerading as men, and so they can't go to no boy because all he's gonna do is ridicule him.
Yeah, till you get over and clown you and all that other stuff.
Yes, that's right.
Larry, it's on Larry.
Oh yeah, what you got, Larry?
Yeah, I want to ask. So, with your deployments, and you being Muslim, did you have a clash with other countries and nationalities? Because I know their Muslim religion is somewhat different than American, or at least that's what I've heard. I don't know. So that's why I'm asking you to kind of put some clarity on that.
No, it's interesting, Larry. So, I work at Shaw Air Force Base in U.S. Arsenal. So, we're in 20 countries.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go to the Muslim countries, they roll out the red carpet like I am a king, right? Last year, I was in I ate dinner with the King of Kuwait. He hugged me. I got pictures. I put them on TikTok sometimes. He offered me a Bugatti. Right?
What?
he offered me a
hey, couple more years.
Yeah, he offered me a $200,000 Quran. I say obviously I couldn't take it, but they couldn't believe that you have an American Muslim that's the.
Dang it.
We got to get that.
As a matter of fact, I was the to study Arabic.
Dang it.
2 years.
Hold on, chap. Let me see. I think your connection got a little choppy. Okay, so say that last part again.
Yeah, I said it was interesting fact. I was the Grand Mosque invited me last year. I was the only American to speak at the Grand Mosque. I studied Arabic for 2 years at Jordan, so I spoke to the community, some a million or so people, and spoke to them. Had television interviews in Arabic. It was great. So they treat me like a king. To answer your question.
Wow. What you got, huh?
So I want to rewind just a little bit because you kind of broke up a little bit. Can you start back from when you talked about you met the King of Kuwait and go from there? Because I think there was a lot of stuff you were saying. I wanted people to get.
I met the King of Kuwait. Had dinner with him and his family. They literally took me as a person and passed me around to these different palaces. I sat down with national bankers, the guy who was the at the embassy, was introducing me to all these people, and I had dinner with him. I took pictures with him. I'll send it to you guys. And like I said, they offered me a Bugatti and a $200,000 Quran that I couldn't take, right? But they treated me like a king, honestly. And you still got calls coming in for me to visit, but because of COVID and all those things, I couldn't get there.
Wow.
So now for me, I really do. I respect the fact that you weren't able to take that Bugatti, but you could slide them my name.
No.
And I could take it in the spirit of you.
No.
Every time I drive and I think of you, I was like, you know what, Khallid Shabazz,
This
is for you. I'm gonna spin the block for you one time. You know what I mean?
Assalamu alaikum.
hey, nigga, my salam. You understand?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
on.
hey, keep that in mind. You have a new friend that'll unburden you on that aspect. So, sir, I believe this is probably going to be my last question because we winding down on time. So, what I do want to say to you again is I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. This is hopefully we get to talk about your books. Hopefully we get another interview with you because I do want to talk about the books that you wrote.
Anytime.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like you got so much more to talk about on this show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, I saw a little like your TikToks and whatnot, and I really didn't know what to expect as far as, man, what are we going to get when we get this interview? I really just want to interview the man and talk about his journey to become the highest ranking Muslim DoD chaplain in history. And now I learned there's much more to you than just that. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's your accomplishment, but your story, impacts a whole lot more than just being the highest Muslim chaplain in DoD history. And I appreciate you taking the time out to come to our show today.
Hey, brother, anytime you need me, any of you brothers need anything from me personally or just want to talk, that's who I am. It's not a show. I mean, this is who I am as a person. I've given my life to help human beings. So whatever you need from me, you got it.
But I do have one question. Your social media activity, like your TikToks and stuff like that, what is your goal using those platforms?
Yeah, my goal strategically is this, right? I've accomplished part of that to let people know that I am approachable. I'm a human being, and all of those things that you see out there, it attracts people. So now, once you see that I'm a human being and I'm approachable, even though I'm in these lofty places, now we can have a conversation where I can help you, right? See, most of the time, if I just kind of stayed off social media and just kept all of my gifts to myself, they're worthless. They just some stuff on the wall, and nobody ever even comes to your office to see you because they like, hey, this cat is bougie, he all about himself. But I use that stuff to help people, man, and that's all I want to do.
Dope. Larry, what you got, brother? Final word.
Yeah, final word is, sir, first and foremost, there has to be a part 2. I'm voting for that and pushing it out there. We got to do a part 2. The second part is you are an Army soldier coming to talk to Air Force people. So that just shows you with the thing that you've been talking about all day, there is no boundaries. We can all come together when it comes to inspiring and developing our force as a whole. So I just want to say thank you for coming to talk to some airmen about life stuff, and we all can relate to that. And part 2, please.
Yeah.
Right on. Hey, Nate, what you got, brother? Final word.
Absolutely. Thank you for being you. Never change that. Never change who you are. Thank you for your authenticity. Thank you for your servant leadership. God bless you. And hopefully we can get a part 2 because I'll definitely be tuned in. So continue doing what you're doing. Much love.
Thank you.
Right on. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all digging this and if y'all think we should do another part 2 with this, y'all put in hashtag part 2. I think we need to do that. But at the same time, we have to offer that invitation so we can get it recorded. Right on. So, Dr. Chap, Master, Associates, everything. What you think, brother? You in it or what?
Brother, I'm all over it. Invite me back. I'm on here tomorrow. Let's do it.
Already. And then after that, we're gonna have to get up in the gym. All right, see what's really popping.
Yeah, I don't think you're ready, man. I seen that stuff that he got going on. I was like, hey, that's gotta be a gift from God,
bro. Hey, you know what it is? You know what it is? Help from above.
And you know what? And it's funny on his TikTok. I really love the fact that he addresses his trollers sometimes and show them the receipts. Like it's not just talk. I got the receipts right here.
Right. Yo, man, it's been so dope. No, but for real, look, I don't want to echo what the brothers had says, but it is so important for us to show that level of humility, because what we do and who we are two different things. It's not about what we do, it's why we do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, those out there that are struggling with those identity crises and trying to utilize external validations to validate yourself, you don't have to do it. Problem is you're doing too much and not doing enough of what you need to be doing. You get what I'm saying? Which is serving others. You understand? And let the chaplain be an example of that. And brother, I want to give you the last part of the show. Anything you want to let our viewers know?
Yeah, I got a couple of things I want to say. The first thing is you're not a product of your environment. You're a product of your thinking. Let me say that again. You're not a product of your environment. You're a product of your thinking. Change your thinking, and you'll change your world. The last thing, I think everybody needs a personal philosophy. I developed a personal philosophy when I was trying to find myself. Excuse me, I wasn't trying to find myself. I was trying to create myself. You can't find yourself. You need to create yourself. So my personal philosophy deals with 4 I's. I'll say them slow and I'll say them over again for you. Interdict mediocrity, intercept ignorance, infuse excellence, and the most important, influenced by many, defined by none. I'm going to say this again. Interdict mediocrity, intercept ignorance, infuse excellence, influenced by many, defined by none. To be a true man or woman in life, you can take advice from whoever you want to, but at the end of the day, they're not you. You need to create who you want to be and be comfortable with that. Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it, and invite me back anytime.
Damn, Lord have mercy. Hey, yo, hey, ladies and gentlemen, what y'all probably didn't know is that we just had a commander's call. You didn't even know it, but we did. Hey, but look, brother, where can individuals find you on social media and everything? Facebook, TikTok, where can they find you?
Facebook, Khallid Shabazz, PhD. Instagram, Team Shabazz. LinkedIn, Khallid Shabazz, PhD. Twitter, PH Shabazz. TikTok, Dr. Shabazz, Dr. Khallid. And hey, listen, I'll slide. You can slide in the DMs. I'll give you all my information. I am sincere when I say it doesn't matter who you are. You can call me. You can text me. If I got a way to help you, please let me know.
Outstanding. All right. Hey, brother Shabazz, you stay put. Brother, don't go nowhere because we're about to do this whole exit thing. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Lions Den for real, for real. So probably, hey, y'all promise did not know it was going to be this on point. All right, because the information we got, it was just, it was kind of sporadic. Herm, what'd you think, bro?
Man, I didn't even get a chance to talk about TikTok dances or nothing, man. I ain't know where he's gonna go. You know what I mean? So
you know what I'm saying? We didn't get it in, but no.
The new trend, I ain't know what we're gonna do, man. But I love it.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are most definitely going to do this again because we got to get in these books and make sure when you do see the advertising that you do tune in. And you know what? As a matter of fact, brothers, I think we're going to have to do a rerun of this later on. Okay,
absolutely.
Just do a whole rerun just to give those that didn't have the opportunity to see this and push this on out because this is most definitely a great show that we had this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Lions Den. We love y'all. We will be seeing y'all soon. Right on. Right on.